ကားကတည်းကတိုင်းမိခဲ့ပြီးမိလောင်ခဲ့ခြင်းကြောင့်သေဆုံးမှုများရှိခဲ့ဆိုတဲ့အကြောင်းတစ်ဆက်ပေးကြပါမယ်။ အမေရိကန်နိုင်ငံဒန်ဘာပြည်နယ်ချင်းဆက်ပြည်ထောင်စုအမြန်လမ်းမကြီးအမှတ်80ပေါ်တွင်ကုန်တင်ကားတစ်စီးမှအခြားကားတစ်စီးအားစတင်ဝင်တိုက်ခဲ့ပြီးအခြားကားများပါအရှိန်ဖြင့်ဝင်တိုက်ကြသဖြင့်စုစုပေါင်းကားကတည်းကတိုင်းမိပြီးမိလောင်ပျက်စီးခဲ့ပါသည်။ထိုကားတိုက်မှုကြောင့်လူ2ဦးထပ်မံသေဆုံးခဲ့ပြီးဒါဇင်နှင့်ရှိသောလူများထိခိုက်ဒဏ်ရာရခဲ့ပါသည်။ကားတိုက်မှုကြောင့်ပြည်ထောင်စုလမ်းမကြီးအမှတ်89မှာနိုင်ပေါင်းများစွာပိတ်မိခဲ့ပြီးမိငိမ့်သက်ခဲ့ရပါသည်။မိသက်သမားတူလည်းဒဏ်ရာရရှိခဲ့ပါသည်။
Jumping to safety.
I looked in my rearview mirror as cars started blowing up.
Including one teen who's only had a license for a couple of months.
I cried. I was so worried about myself and the families and how close I was to possibly being hurt or killed.
You'll hear from the heroes who ignored their own safety, ran toward the burning cars, and made sure other drivers survived.
Right place at the right time, I guess.
What's the condition of I-70 tonight and what you need to know before the morning commute?
This crash is even worse than we thought, I'm afraid. Just in the last hour, we have learned multiple people have died. Now, initially, investigators said one person was killed.
A truck slammed into a backup of cars, stopped because of an accident at Ward Road during the rush hour commute. This crash was on the eastbound side of I-70 at Colorado Mills Parkway in Lakewood.
This is looking to be one of the worst accidents we've had here in Lakewood.
Tonight, 6 people are still in the hospital recovering, and we know a firefighter was hurt battling the flames.
And right now, crews are working to clean up the aftermath. The interstate is still shut down. We're also checking in on the structure of the overpass directly above this fiery crash.
And we are making sure you know the detours before your morning commute.
And tonight we have live team coverage. We start with Denver 7's Jacqueline Allen. And Jacqueline, you just got an update from investigators.
Just in the last hour, Lakewood police confirmed multiple people died in this crash. The cars are charged to the point that they cannot tell us yet exactly how many people were killed, but investigators called it true carnage. And tonight, we know that traffic was at a standstill when this happened here because of an accident on eastbound I-70 when a semi plowed into everyone right at that bridge. You can see the highway shut down still more than 5 hours later as crews shift through smoldering pieces of metal, putting out hotspots. Take a look at this earlier today. Lakewood police tell me the driver of the semi that lost control, he survived, but we do not know his condition and we don't know yet what caused him to lose control. Was it brake failure, load shifting, mechanical issue? They're looking into that now. This crash, by the numbers, 6 people taken to the hospital. One of those is the semi driver. 12 cars, 3 semis, and multiple people, an unknown number right now, were killed in this crash. Meanwhile, CDOT is surveying the heavy heat damage to the bridge. Back live here, you can see that bridge is lit up behind me. They say it does appear to be structurally stable, but they were not able to get up under the bottom part of the bridge where those flames were, to be sure. So what we do know right now is this is going to be going on for hours and hours to come. Lakewood police confirmed to me that this highway will be shut down at least through the night into the morning commute. A lot of people waiting for word to find out if their loved ones are under this bridge and they don't know the identities yet. Reporting live, Jacqueline Allen, Denver 7.
Yeah, just staggering to see those pictures. Thank you, Jacqueline. And we heard from so many of you calling in, people who witnessed this crash saying a truck looked like it had lost its brakes and was speeding before crashing into cars.
So one driver who was live streaming while sitting in that traffic backup captured it all on video. Take a look.
Guys, we just cured anxiety.
Oh my God!
So that driver fortunately is okay, but we talked with another driver on the phone earlier who explains the scary moment and what she saw.
There was a definite, like maybe even multiple explosions, because as soon as he contacted those cars, it just exploded. I don't know, but it just seemed like he hit it, and just like in the movies, like he comes through it and everything just exploded.
She and so many others clearly shaken up.
Yeah.
We want to get out to Denver 7's Jessica Porter. Jessica, you talked with a young girl who was just starting to drive, and she was caught in this crash.
She was caught in it and absolutely terrified. Her, along with many other drivers caught up in this crash, told me they could see and hear the chain reaction heading their way. Before they could even react to it, they said they had to make split-second decisions to survive. And one of those drivers told me that he was hit by the very semi that may have started it all.
As soon as he hit me, I felt the flames. It got the back of my neck and my arm. And I jumped out.
Greg Salinas is one of the drivers who survived this violent crash. He has burns on his arm and is unsure about many things that happened in the chaos, except for this.
I know the driver that hit me, he's no longer alive.
Each driver has a different perspective. Brian Dickey says he heard a loud boom before he was hit.
The back of my truck lifted up and shoved me forward, and I was hitting other cars. And when I came to a stop, I looked in my rearview mirror and all I saw was a bunch of flames. And I jumped out of the vehicle as fast as I could. There was so much fire at the time that I couldn't even really approach any of the other vehicles to see if there was any other survivors or what.
Addison Nordby has only had her driver's permit for 2 months. Her dad was in the passenger seat when they heard cars exploding behind them.
But my dad looked at me and he's like, go, go, go. So I hit the gas, and honestly, I don't know how it happened, but one space opened up and I went right through that. I don't remember anything after we got hit in the side once and in the back twice.
She is sore and shocked by what she saw, but thankful to the first responders who helped make sure she and others involved were okay.
Praise God that you were all in the area anyway and that you were able to get here so fast.
And it's hard to believe, but more than 5 hours later, there are still drivers stuck out here waiting for investigators to tell them when they can go home. Some of those investigators told drivers caught up in this crash they're going to be keeping their cars overnight as evidence. And these drivers cannot wait to get home and go safe to their beds and their families. They said they're just happy to be alive. Reporting live in Lakewood, I'm Jessica Porter for Denver 7.
So many people so shaken. Thank you, Jessica. Nurses and doctors at a nearby medical building, they ran to help people involved in the crash. They say they heard that loud boom, then saw smoke from the window and then came out rushing to help.
And one nurse says they were just in the right place at the right time and were trying to help in any way they could.
Really sad. I mean, just seeing cars just completely in flames and hoping that people got out and weren't stuck inside. I mean, there's not much you can do when the cars are ablaze, trying to offer help to anybody that might have been stuck inside.
The nurses say they were able to treat one girl whose face was cut during all this, and in fact we're also on the phone with her mother, giving her updates as the girl was taken to the hospital. And tonight, as crews work late into the night, there are questions about the condition of the highway, when it will reopen, and the extent of the damage to the overpass there.
Well, Contact 7 investigative reporter Jace Larson has been looking into all of that tonight and joins us now. Jace.
Yeah, guys, bad news from CDOT. They say be prepared for this stretch to be closed tomorrow. Tonight, I was able to talk to a fire expert who teaches at Metro State, and he says that car fires are some of the hottest out there because you've got the fuel, the upholstery, the plastic, all inside of an enclosure. And when something like this happens near an overpass, it can degrade the asphalt and the cement significantly. CDOT told us less than an hour ago that they've checked the structural integrity and that part looks good from what they can see, but there is a problem. They cannot see in one key place.
We need to be able to get underneath the bridge. Right now there's a lot of wreckage underneath the bridge, and so we have to be able to get underneath there, remove it, so that we can see what's going on underneath the bridge.
You know, I bet many people watching the fire today remember this back on I-25 in May of 2017. Remember when that tanker fire happened? It melted part of the roadway, just the very 3-inch top part there. And in this fire, CDOT was able to work all night repairing the freeway. It had it open by 4:30 a.m. the next day. They had to mill, strip, and pave the roadway. But guys, there was one big difference there in that fire. There was no scorched overpass that they still had to try and make sure everything was safe.
All right, Jace, thank you very much. Boy, what a day. All right, another live look here at just after 10 o'clock from Air Tracker 7 at what is left of today's horrible, horrible crash.
And this just gives you a very clear view of what they have to deal with overnight tonight. You can fully understand why I-70 is going to be shut down overnight. Just look at that debris field. That's the load that you see from the tankers that were carrying we don't even know what right now, because there's so much of a mangled mess right there on I-70 tonight. So again, it will be hours before I-70 is open.
And obviously CDOT's advising drivers just avoid that stretch of I-70 altogether tomorrow. And here's what you need to know before you plan your drive to work. Take a listen. If you're heading eastbound, you'll want to consider maybe C470 or 6th Avenue as an alternate route. If you're going westbound, you'll probably need to get off I-70 at the Denver West exit and then pick up 6th Avenue to get back on I-70. And we are still working to learn the identities